welcome to yet another interesting session at Acube Studio. So today we are going to look at logos. I'm sure you all must have heard about logos. Did you know that the term logo is a short form for logotype and logo is Greek for word? The term logo has now become very synonymous to symbol, monogram or other graphic device to represent a brand. So this certainly gives us a clue that the most basic duty of a logo is to tell us what the brand is to give us an information about the company. So we will be talking about what you need to do for your exams in this session. There will be some generic ideas of how to design good logos as well, but mainly it will focus on what you need to do in your exams to do good logos. Logos that stand alone are independent of any logotype, such as the logo of Apple or the logo of Twitter or maybe logo of Nike. They all started with a logo that incorporated their name. Only through a lot of repeated use and almost universal symbol recognition, they were able to eliminate the name from their logo. Now you must be wondering that what's so difficult about this tiny little logo? Well, they do seem small and simple, but they are not easy to design. A lot of thought goes into designing the perfect logo for a brand, choosing the perfect kind of shapes, choosing the perfect kind of graphics and colors. For your exam, when creating a logo, follow a process that ensures the final design meets the need of the challenges given. We have listed some of the things that you can do, and with practice, no doubt you can do them faster. So the first thing you need to focus at is the challenge given. What do I mean by that is what you are asked to do in exam. The hint lies in the question itself. For example, you may be asked to design a logo for bike or logo for toy company, or maybe something related to cafe, food industry something related to clothing and so on. So the first step would be to understand this challenge and to try and disintegrate. So what to do? Give some thought and try to trigger your associative memory. For example, we all associate bike with speed, or maybe toy with something that is fun, something that is colorful. So try to put down these thoughts which are triggered by your associative memory. Second thing you can do is reference. Try to remember some logos which have been successful on the current styles and trends which are related to that particular company. For example, if you are given to design a logo for bike, then from the top of your head, whatever bike logos that you remember, try to sketch them very quickly and try to understand what they are trying to do. And by doing that, you can try to create similar impact. Okay, most of the companies, like for example, if we talk about bike, the one that comes to my mind is Yamaha. So a lot of these companies use characters, letters as a part of their logo. Try to think of companies which take logo to one step further and try to abstract from logo so as to reach to a graphic which does have the character in it but is not only the character. The third thing that you can do is sketch and conceptualize. Yes, sketching isn't time consuming at all. You can do it very quickly. So the primary ideas that come to your head, you should just start sketching them very quickly. Sketching helps to evolve your imagination. It helps you to understand your ideas better. Maybe when you have disintegrated, like for example, bike that represents speed, you start making sketches of speed, and in your exam, if they have given you a specific name of the company, you might try to incorporate that name and the speed and then try to amalgamate them together. So sketching really helps you to evolve your idea. Once you're done with your sketching, maybe take a step back, like reflect on what you have sketched. So you may have made like say 20 sketches, and out of which you may have liked 2 or 3, but within those 2 or 3 also you may have liked one of the aspect in one, and another aspect in the another one. So you can understand or try to amalgamate these two ideas into one sketch. The next thing you can do is presentation. So apart from your line work, your choice of color also matters. So choose a best logo or create a best logo which is amalgamation of two ideas, and then try to choose the right color palette for it. So in your exam you won't be given specific colors for these logos. You would be given themes, like for example toy company if I say. So I associate toys with something which is happening, something which is fun, something which is by default colorful. And when I say colorful, a good idea would be to use primary colors in my logo. Now let us look at some rules that would help us to make our logo good. So rule number 1 is to keep it simple. Simple logos are the ones that people recognize immediately. They are easy for people to understand, to remember. They are easy to explain. It does not mean that logos which are not simple will not work, but remember that in exam time is also very important. So if you design something which is very complex, you might end up using a lot of time in finishing that design. So keep it simple. Yeah. Point number 2, scalable. A good logo should be simple enough to be able to scale down or up. So if I put that same logo on a visiting card versus if I put it on a big hoarding versus if I put it in my letterhead, it should be good looking. All the details should be visible. Yeah, so an effective logo works across a variety of media applications. So in your exam you may not get to see that whether this works here or there, but if you keep it simple and if you keep it clean and neat and sharp, it would probably work on all different medias. Choice of color, don't put too many colors. Okay, so one of the good examples of such a logo is the logo of McDonald's. Yeah, so here is an example of where McDonald's logo is used to attract people to the McD cafe. It also is used on its all packaging, and now they have entered into clothing where they are using this as a brand logo for even clothing. So this image which I'm about to show you will tell you that what do I mean when I say it should be scalable. Third thing, it should be memorable and impactful. In exam, this is very important. If your logo is creating an impact to whosoever is checking your work, then you are sure to get good grades, because a great logo should be very relevant to the topic, and it should have meaning. It should grab people's attention and leave an impression, and hopefully positive impression. Okay. So the bottom line is this, that a good logo is number 1, distinctive, number 2, appropriate, number 3, practical, graphical, simple in form, and above all it conveys the intended message. A concept or meaning is usually behind an effective logo. So whenever you try to sketch a logo, see if there is some theme that you can give it, or see if there is some story that you can convey through your simple graphic format. Okay, so now we will talk about the use of colors. So colors are very important aspect of your brand's identity. So here whatever topic has been given to you, like for example something which is related to eco-friendly, by default a color green comes or pops up in your head. Something that has to do with kids, by default some pastels pop into your head. Something that is to do with say military, or say something hazardous, definitely black and darker shades would pop up in your head. So our associative memory already has that sensitivity towards the color palette. Okay, and we already know the color theory and we already know what strength each color offers. So one by one we will look at these colors, and one by one we will try to understand what color we should use when. Okay, but I must tell you that you must look at different logos across the board to understand the use of colors better. Okay, study the logos. The first color that we will look at is red. So red conveys gentleness, energy, romance, warmth, love, comfort, anger, fire. So all these things are conveyed by the color red. Okay, so if you need to use this color, just one color in your logo, use it carefully. Red in combination with yellows, blues, like as a primary trio, it will be more of playful. Okay, it will be more of young as an image. Okay, red can also depict love. Alright, so if you want to create something that is giving emphasis, then you must use red. The second color we will look at is white. So many of you have this question that if I leave the page blank or that much part blank, is it considered as a color or not? When you are doing logos, yes, white also is a valid color. You may enhance that white by putting the background of your logo into a darker tone. Alright, so white generally indicates hygiene, purity, softness, calmness, clarity, innocence. So these are the attributes that are associated with this color. So whenever you are to design a logo for a brand which has products in this range, you can use white. The next color is yellow. So yellow depicts friendly, cheerful, sunshine, youthful, energy, positivity, happiness. Yeah, so these are the attributes of yellow color. So remember that a color on its own has got a specific attribute, but whenever we take combinations of color, like whenever we put two colors next to each other, then they might end up meaning something more than the color individually would mean. Alright, then we come to color orange. So orange also denotes energy, orange denotes excitement, orange denotes prosperity, warmth, playfulness, creativity, change, positivity. So whenever you want to use this color, like the Acube logo has got orange, which indicates playfulness, which indicates creativity, which indicates energy and excitement. Yeah. So another color is purple. So purple, we all know that purple has a very deep association with something which is rich and royal. Like the Cadbury uses a specific purple with gold. So it depicts richness. It's also used for spirituality, it's used for awareness, luxury, authenticity, truthfulness, high quality, introspection, and things like that. So it's in a way a very soothing color, but it does get associated with very high, rich brands. Green. So as I said, that if I want to talk about nature, if I want to talk about environment, green is that obvious color that comes into my mind. So I think that green does, it associates itself with health, wellness. A lot of hospitals you might see would use green in their logos. Tranquility, harmony, fertility. So a lot of these kind of aspects are associated with green. Blue. So blue is a color of wisdom. So blue is wisdom, loyalty, spirituality, mystery, sophistication, respect, and such kind of things. Also, a lot of medical brands use blue in their logos because it does have this effect of calming, healing as a color. Brown. So brown is not something more typically used in logo unless until we see coffee cafes and stuff like that. But brown also has an association with nature, reliability, seriousness, maybe confidence, security. So these are the places where brown can be used as a color. Another color which is very commonly used in logos is pink. So pink usually associated with female products. Okay, like we say blue is for boys and pink is for girls. So this is associated with femininity, yes. It also is associated with tranquility, romance, femininity, love, such kind of attributes. Also, pink is associated with children, like younger kids, like toys. When we are talking about pastels are the things that come to your mind. Grey. So grey is also nowadays used a lot in logos. So grey indicates practicality, indicates efficiency, indicates timelessness. It's classic. It creates a serious mood. It creates a mystery as well. So grey should be used very, very carefully. Okay. The last color that we would be talking about is black. So black by default indicates association with some kind of a power. So whenever we use a white backdrop and a black font or a black logo, then it indicates power, strength, intelligence, glamour, luxury, very, very modern, very, very sleek. So black has got that kind of a color association. So colors are important aspects, yes, but let's also look at what makes logo bad. Okay, so till now we were looking at the aspects that would help us to make our logos look good. But now let us look at certain things which are absolute no-no, which we should not do in exam because it will make our logo look very bad. So the first thing that makes a logo look bad is adding too much of data. So sometimes we have too many ideas and we want to put all those ideas into one logo, and this creates a lot of confusion. This creates a lot of murkiness, this creates a lot of complexity, and it is very difficult for the person to understand what you're trying to communicate. So too much of information is a bad idea. Another thing that happens is wrong choice of color. So sometimes you must have seen that in packaging as well, certain products we have association to certain things, and if those colors are used elsewhere, it just does not communicate very well. So those products remain on the shelf, they do not get sold because of the mental association. So choice of color is very, very important. So if you go wrong there, then your logo might look bad. So a good logo should be easy to recognize, should be easy for people to communicate, whereas bad logos might be too bright, too loud, too confusing, too much information. Okay. So in your exam, try to keep things simple. Try to convey your idea in the best possible way. So in the next few photographs that I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you what or how you can go on abstracting and creating your logo. Alright. So let's assume that there is a brand called Cat Coffee which gives this luxury drink to people. So now in your exam you may be asked to design a logo for this particular company whose name is Cat Coffee, and it's serving hot coffee drink. Okay. So step 1, understand the question. So the question has got two words, cat and coffee. So the first step would be to have these characters in front of you. draw with absolute details looks as shown in the image, and then there is a cup of coffee. Alright. And along with this, you can also shortlist the colors that you might want to use. Then you start taking one character. Say for example, you start with cat and start making abstractions. So with simple lines, how you can show cat. So the next step would be to do as many abstraction sketches as possible. Just the face or the entire cat, just the silhouette, just the whiskers, just the eyes, and so on and so forth. So you just start making these n number of sketches. Remember, this you need to do right now when you're practicing logo. Don't sit doing this in your exam, because you don't have that kind of time. In exam, you'll hardly get 30 minutes to do your logo or 2D assignment. So right now when you're practicing, do as many sketches as possible and train your brain to think in this abstract way. Parallelly, you can also do some abstracts of the cup. Okay, then from your abstracts, merge the two, the cat abstract and the coffee cup abstract, and maybe you can also use coffee bean as an abstraction, and then you can start merging the two and try and create your own logo. So here are some examples in the next image that I'm showing you, where it's the merger of the two, and then there are some options which are there. So all these options are good designs where you can see that the idea is communicated very well. Okay. So the assignment has been given to you. You are supposed to create logos for these companies. We want to see a step by step, right from your first character, the two characters or whatever, one character in detail, to the abstraction, to creating logo. Do not use any letters right now. Like these logos that I'm showing you, they do have the company name written, but what we want you to do is only have the graphic, no name, no letters as of now. Alright, so I hope that this session was informative. There are some links that are at the end of this video. You can refer to those links, because a lot of information has been taken from those links as well. So do keep practicing this. Abstraction practice is very, very important when you want to do logos. Alright, so see you in the next session. Hello students, we hope you've been enjoying these session videos that are available on YouTube. However, these videos on its own will not be sufficient. If you want us to help you in all possible ways, then do join our revision course. You simply have to get in touch with us by a WhatsApp message on the given numbers, and we will enroll you in this course. So in addition to the videos, what this course gives you are the design sessions for everyday exercises. We keep a track of your progress. We give you timely feedbacks. We give you feedback on how you can improve and what are the tiny little parts that you can change in your output so as to score well in your exams. So do get in touch with us and see you soon in the next video. Thank you.